Hello, my name is Jasmine, and I'm the teen librarian at the Lamont Public Library District. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a few new teen fiction, nonfiction, and graphic novels for the month of August that you'll be able to find here at the library. At the end, I'll also be telling you about teen programs we are offering this fall and service hour opportunities you might be interested in. Let's get started. After You Vanished by E.A. Neves. Teddy's favorite place is Bottom Rock Lake, where sunfish swim in their little saucer nests and lily pads edge the shore. She's worked there as a lifeguard every summer, including last year when her twin sister Lizzie waded in the lake for a midnight swim and never came out. Now, Teddy can't stop scripting stories for where she went. Izzy was an accomplished swimmer, so she couldn't possibly have drowned. And if she did somehow drown, where's her body, and why is her passport missing? When Toby, the gorgeous jerk who was with Izzy on the night she vanished, comes to Bottom Rock to work as a lifeguard alongside Teddy, she can't help but feel suspicious. How many of her sister's secrets does he hold? And how can Teddy unearth them without falling for the boy who watched her sister disappear? Told from Teddy's point of view directly to Izzy, After You Vanished is a mystery that will have a reader trying to piece together the secret life of a sister who's gone. Reader likes include Sadie by Courtney Summers and Tell Me No Lies by Andrea Cortez. I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast Is Me by Jamison Shea. Laurie Mesney is a perfectionist with an axe to grind. Despite being constantly overlooked in the elite and cutthroat world of the Parisian ballet, she will do anything to prove that a black girl can take center stage. To level the playing field, Laurie ventures deep into the depths of the catacombs and strikes a deal with a pulsating river of blood. The primordial power Laurie gains promises influence and adoration, everything she's dreamed of and worked toward. With retribution on her mind, she surpasses her bitter and privileged peers, leaving broken bodies behind her on her climb to stardom. But even as undeniable as she is, Laurie is not the only monster around, and her vicious desire makes her a perfect target for slaughter. As she descends into madness and the mystifying underworld beneath her, she is faced with the ultimate choice. Continue to break herself for scraps of validation, or succumb to the darkness that wants her exactly as she is, monstrous heart and all. That is, if the God Killer doesn't catch her first. From the Butte author Jamison Shea comes I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast Is Me, a slow burn horror that lifts the veil on the institutions that profit on exclusion and the toll of giving everything to a world that would never love you back. Reader likes include What Stalks Among Us by Sarah Hollowell and Find Him Where You Left Him Dead by Kristen Simmons. The Reunion by Kit Frick. 11 Mayweather went on vacation. 10 came home. It's been years since the fragmented Mayweather clan was all in one place, but the engagement of Addison and Mason's mom to the dad of their future stepbrother, Theo, brings the whole family to sunny Cancun, Mexico for winter break. Add cousin Natalie to the mix, and it doesn't take long for temperatures to fray and tensions to rise. A week of forced family fun reveals that everyone has something to hide, and as secrets bubble to the surface, no one is safe from the fallout. By the end of the week, one member of the reunion party will be dead, and everyone's a suspect. The Addisons need a better hiding place, and Theo just wants to mend fences. Natalie doesn't want to talk about the past. Mason needs to keep his temper under control. It starts as a week in paradise meant to bring them together, but the Mayweathers are about to learn the hard way that family bonding can be deadly. Reader likes include 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson and Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. House of Marion by J.L. 17-year-old Quell has lived her entire life on the run. She and her mother have fled from city to city in order to hide the deadly magic that flows through Quell's veins, until someone discovers her dark secret. To hide from the assassins hunting her and keep her mother out of harm's way, Quell reluctantly inducts into a debutante society of magical society elites called the Order that she never knew existed. If she can pass their 3 rites of membership, mastering their proper form of magic, she'll be able to secretly bury her forbidden magic forever. If caught, she'll be killed, and becoming the perfect debutante is a lot harder than Quell imagined, especially when there's more than tutoring happening with Jordan, her brooding mentor and assassin in training. When Quell uncovers the deadly lengths the Order will go to defend its wealth and power, she's forced to choose: embrace the magic she's been running from her entire life, or risk losing everything and everyone she's grown to love. Still, she fears that the most formidable monster she'll have to face is the one inside. Read-alikes include Seasons of Chaos by El Cosmano and Chaos and Flame by Tessa Gratton. A Little Like Waking Up, Adam Rex. Zelda is stuck in a dream, a very strange dream, where people can fly, bears sneeze money, and her childhood cat Patches is somehow alive, despite being run over years ago. Things only get stranger when Zelda meets Langston, a sweet if overtly timid guy who feels more real to her than anyone she's ever met. As Zelda and Langston explore the far reaches of the dreamscape together, they find themselves growing closer and closer. But what they uncover along the way pushes them towards a truth neither of them wants to face. Will it turn out that he's the guy of her dreams, or is she the girl of his? Full of mind-bending artwork, Adam Rex's A Little Like Waking is a tender, insightful read that defies time, space, and expectation. That's perfect for fans of everyday and eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. The Hills of Estrella Roya by Ashley Robin Franklin. When college freshman Kat Fields receives a mysterious email urging her to visit a relatively unknown town with a history of witchcraft, strange sightings, and devil lights, glowing red stars that appear above the town's hills every night, she ditches her plans for spring break and takes a solo road trip to Estrella Roja to investigate for her podcast Paranormal Texas. Catchphrase, y'all stay spooky. Meanwhile, Marisol Mari Castillo is also headed for Estrella Roja to attend the funeral for her abuela, whom she hasn't seen since childhood. When her mom cut ties with the family and left town, feeling lost and bored, she decides to help Kat after a chance meeting at the local diner. And okay, it doesn't hurt that Kat is super cute. As the two girls grow closer, not only to each other but to uncovering the dark legacy that the town is built on, they discover that something hungry lurks beneath the strange stars, and that in the hills of Estrella Roja, some secrets should stay buried. Read-alikes include Basil and Oregano by Vanessa Capriglino and Stars in Their Eyes by Jessica Walton. The Infinity Particle by Wendy Wu. Clementine Chang moves from Earth to Mars for a new start and is lucky enough to land her dream job with Dr. Marcella Lin, an artificial intelligence pioneer. On her first day of work, Clem meets Dr. Lin's assistant, a humanoid AI named Kai. Clem is no stranger to robots. She built herself a cute moth-shaped companion named Sina. Still, there's something about Kai that feels almost too human. When Clem and Kai begin to collaborate, their chemistry sets off sparks. The only downside, Dr. Lin is enraged by Kai's growing independence and won't allow him more freedom. Plus, their relationship throws into question everything Clem thought she knew about AI. After all, if Kai is sentient enough to have feelings, shouldn't he be able to control his own actions? Where's the line between AI and human? As her past and Kai's future weigh down on her, Clem becomes determined to help him break free, even if it means risking everything she came to Mars for. Read-alikes include Galaxy by Jadzia Alexrad and Bonding by Matthew Ehrman. The CNU by Jesse Sherman. 15-year-old Corinth was trying to clean up the beach. She never expected to meet a mermaid, let alone be nearly drowned by one. It was the start of a very strange friendship. After Skyla, the deadly fanged mermaid, mysteriously lets Corinth live, they grow closer through a cautious exchange of stories, gifts, jokes, and sign language. Mermaids, it turns out, eat people. But however terrifying Skyla may look, she's a little younger, a little smaller, and perhaps a little too soft for all of that. Bewitched by Corinth and their growing bond, she learns about all the best things in life, on books, burgers, donuts, and this strange chattering human sound called laughter. But a storm is brewing, both at sea and in Corinth's increasingly dangerous relationship with her obsessively jealous boyfriend. And a magical bargain may be the only thing that can save her, at a tremendous cost. A whimsical, dark fantasy retelling of The Little Mermaid, the CNU upends everything you thought you knew about magical creatures of the deep, on a whirlwind journey to a whole new world you only dreamed of before. Read-alikes include The Girl from the Sea by Molly Ostertag and Mooncakes by Suzanne Walker. The Faint of Heart by Carlin Wilson. What would you do if you're the only person left with a heart? The only person left who felt anything at all? Would you give in to the pressure to conform? Or would you protect your heart at all costs? Part Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and part Severance, this debut teen graphic novel is a vivid and haunting read for fans of Nimona and This One Summer. Not that long ago, the scientists discovered that all sadness, anxiety, and anger disappeared when you removed your heart. And that's all it took. Soon enough, the hospital had lines out the door, even though the procedure numbed the good feelings too. Everyone did it. Everyone except high school student June. But now the pressure, loneliness, and heartache are mounting, and it's becoming harder and harder to be the only one with a heart. One day, June comes across an abandoned heart in a jar. The heart in the jar intrigues her. It baffles her and it brings her hope. But the heart also brings her Max, a classmate with a secret of his own, and it may rip June's own heart in two. Part speculative fiction and part cautionary tale, The Faint of Heart is a moving and ethereal debut that questions morality and the feelings that seem too big to contain. Paper Planes by Jenny Wood. After a life-altering incident, Dylan and Langton are sent to a summer camp for troubled youth. Can Dylan and Langton save their friendship and protect their future while trying to survive camp? Former best friends Dylan Render and Leighton Worthington attempt to successfully navigate their way through a summer camp for troubled youth. They both need a good evaluation at the camp. Otherwise, they'll be sent away, unable to attend high school with their friends. While participating in camp activities and chores, Dylan and Langton re-examine the events that lead up to the incident that sent them to camp, the incident that threatened their futures and their friendship with each other. Read-alikes include When We're Infinite by Kelly Lowe Gilbert and The Ghost We Keep by Mason Deaver. Accountable, the true story of a racist social media account and the teenagers whose lives it changed, by Dashka Slater. When a high school student started a private Instagram account that used racist and sexist memes to make his friends laugh, he thought of it as edgy humor. Over time, the edge got sharper. Then a few other kids found out about the account, and pretty soon everyone knew. Ultimately, no one in the small town of Albany, California was safe from the repercussions of the account's discovery. Not the girls targeted by the posts, not the boy who created the account, not the group of kids who followed it, not the adults, educators, and parents whose attempts to fix things too often make them worse. In the end, no one was laughing, and everyone was left wondering, what does it mean to be held accountable for harm that takes place behind the screen? Those Who Saw the Sun by Jayanila Avery. The past is not past. We may think something ancient history or something that doesn't affect our present day, but we would be wrong. Those Who Saw the Sun is a collection of oral histories told by Black people who grew up in the South during the time of Jim Crow. Jayanila Avery is a lawyer, scholar, and reporter whose family has roots in North Carolina, stretching back over 300 years. These interviews have been a personal passion project for years as she's traversed across the South, meeting with elders and hearing their stories. Read-alikes include And We Rise by Erica Martin and Claudette Colvin by Philip H. Hughes. Impossible Escape by Steve Schaiken. It is 1944. A teenager named Rudolf Verba has made up his mind. After barely surviving nearly 2 years in the Auschwitz concentration camp in Poland, he knows he must escape, even if death is more likely. Rudy has learned that terrible secret hidden behind the heavy guarded fences of concentration camps across Nazi-occupied Europe. The methodological mass killing of Jewish prisoners. As trains full of people arrive daily, Rudy knows that the murders won't stop until he reveals the truth to the world, and that each day that passes means more lives are lost. Lives like Rudy's schoolmate, Gerda Sudanova. Gerda's family fled from Slovakia to Hungary, where they live under assumed names to hide their Jewish identity. But Hungary is beginning to cave under pressure from Nazi Germany. Her chances of survival become slim by the day. The clock is ticking. As Gerda inches closer to capture, Rudy and his friend Alfred Welzer begin their crucial steps toward an impossible escape. This is the true story of one of the most famous whistleblowers in the world, and how his death-defying escape helped save over 100,000 lives. Read-alikes include Run and Hide by Don Brown and Heroines, Rescuers, Rabbis, and Spies by Sarah Silverstein Swats. A Quantum Life, My Unlikely Journey from the Streets to the Stars by Hakeem Oluseyi and Joshua Hortz. Born into extreme poverty and emotional depravity, James Edward Plumer was blessed with a genius IQ and a love of science. But in his community, a young bookworm quickly became a target for violence and abuse. As he struggles to survive in his childhood in some of the toughest cities in the country, and his teenage years in the equally poor backwoods of Mississippi, James adopts the hybrid persona of a gangster nerd, dealing weed and juke joints while winning state science fairs with computer programs that untangle the mysteries of Einstein's relativity theory. When his prodigious intellect gains him admission to the elite physics PhD program at Stanford University, James finds himself torn between his love of science and a dangerous crack cocaine habit he developed in college. With the encouragement of his mentor Art Walker, the lone black faculty member in the physics department, James finally seizes his dream of a life in science and becomes his true adult self, changing his name to Hakeem Muada Oluseyi in honor and celebration of his African heritage. In the tradition of the autobiography of Malcolm X and the other Wes Moore, A Quantum Life is an uplifting journey to the stars fueled by hope, hustle, and a hungry mind. As he charts his development as a young scientist, Oluseyi also plumbs the mysteries of the universe, where potential personal outcomes are as infinite as the stars in the sky. A Long Time Coming. A Lyrical Biography of Race in America, From Ona Judge to Barack Obama, by Roy Anthony Shepard. This YA biography, in verse, of 6 important Black Americans from different eras, including Ona Judge, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Ida B. Wells, Martin Luther King Jr., and Barack Obama, chronicles the diverse ways each fought racism and shows how much and how little has changed for Black Americans since our country's founding. Full of daring escapes, deep emotion, and subtle lessons on how racism operates, A Long Time Coming reveals the universal importance of its subjects' struggles for justice, from freedom seeker Ona Judge, who fled her enslavement by America's first president, to Barack Obama, the first Black president. All of Shepard's protagonists fight valiantly for justice for themselves and all Black Americans in any way that they can. But it is also highly personal, as Shepard, whose maternal grandfather was enslaved, shows how the grand sweep of history has touched his life, reflecting on how much progress has been made against racism, while also exhorting readers to complete the vast work that remains to be done. Reader likes include The Black Friend by Frederick Joseph and Rise Up by Crystal Marie Fleming. This summer for tween and teen programs, we are offering D&D, tissue paper painting with Holly Dean, Teen Treat Yourself. We're also doing 100 books before graduation, where you read 100 books before graduating, log them to our Beanstack account, and win prizes on the way to 100. For service hours, we have our Character Pen Pal letter writing program, where you can come in and pick up a kit to write letters to children as their favorite character. We also have book reviews and advanced reader copy book reviews, where you get to keep the title after reviewing it. If you would like any more information about programs or service hour opportunities, you can contact me at jwilkerson@lamontlibrary.org. Thank you and have a great day.